And welcome back. Very important story. 58 years ago, on a beautiful Sunday morning in Birmingham, Alabama, 4 members of the Ku Klux Klan carried out an ugly and cowardly act of terror. Using 15 sticks of dynamite, they bombed the 16th Street Baptist Church during Sunday morning church service. The terrorist bombing killing 4 black schoolgirls. Tonight, we honor those girls by saying their names. 14-year-olds Cynthia Wesley, Carole Robertson, Addie Mae Collins, and 11-year-old Denise McNair. Later that day, thousands of black protesters gathered at the crime scene calling out for justice. Instead, Governor George Wallace back then ordered hundreds of state troopers and police to break up the crowd. That night, more tragedy. 2 young black men were killed, one by a police officer, the other by a group of white supremacists. But the public outrage over the bombing continued and drew international attention. It became the turning point of the civil rights struggle. Joining us now to discuss this is political scientist Wilmer Leon. Dr. Leon, thank you for joining us. Can you take us back to 1963, historically, when this horrific and vile racist attack took place? What motivated these 4 KKK members to carry out this despicable act?
The misguided sense, the sickness called white supremacy, the thought of white supremacy. And, it's important to remember that, we didn't have the 24-hour news cycle, the internet, the other modes of communication in 1963 that we have now. Americans got their news from radio, from television, and from newspapers. So this act of domestic terror that took place primarily, that was taking place primarily in the South. It was brought through television directly into the living rooms of Americans all across the country. Folks had heard about some of this, but this was not the America that they had been taught about in their history classes in school. So the optics of children being victimized by American racism playing out in their living rooms on the 6 p.m. national news, this impacted the psyche of what many white Americans, similar to the way that Chauvin choking out George Floyd in Minnesota did really recently.
Dr. Leon, why does it take the killing and brutal murder of black bodies for America to pay attention?
Because America is a racist country. It was founded upon racism. You can look at the Constitution and the 3/5 Compromise and the fugitive slave provision and the fact that the importation of slaves was written into the founding document of this country. You can look at the Supreme Court cases in Plessy v. Ferguson and so many, Dred Scott and so many others. And this country refuses to deal with the ugly realities of what is truly America. I think it's also important to understand that what happened in 1963 was in the midst of the Cold War, and the manner in which these optics played out internationally did not bode well for the rhetoric of the United States being this bastion of democracy. And to this day, we still find the United States grappling with the optics that it wants to present, with the rhetoric that it uses, but the realities of America being a racist country, people do not want to grip.
And let's drill down in some of the facts of what took place back then, which gives a lot of people pause because of what they're seeing today. One man, Robert Chambliss, was charged with murder and buying 122 sticks of dynamite, but he was cleared of the murder charge and then received a 6-month jail sentence for the dynamite. And then FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover blocked the prosecution of the other 3 men. Why did he do that?
Well, that was just, well, there's some debate on Hoover's intentions, but we know J. Edgar Hoover was also the same one with the COINTELPRO program. J. Edgar Hoover was doing everything in his power to protect the image of America that he had in his mind, and he did not want anything to, particularly from an international perspective, to tarnish this image. It's important. I think Chambliss got in 1977. I think Chambliss got a life sentence in 1977, and two of the others eventually. Two other were also brought to justice. One of the guys died before he was brought to court. But Hoover fundamentally was a racist.
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, he was the one who gave the eulogy at the funeral for these girls, and he said they did not die in vain. But when we see that white supremacists can storm the U.S. Capitol, and then the FBI also warns that the greatest threat America faces is from far-right supremacist domestic terror groups, have we really learned anything from the death of 4 black girls? And from the deaths, I will say, of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and so many other black people killed?
Well, Dr. King also said that the moral arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. And so I think as an optimist, I have to approach the answer to your question with that quote from Dr. King, that the moral arc, that the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be a political science focusing in black politics. I wouldn't be committed to what I'm committed to. And those who are in the streets every day, working every day, why are we still trying to get a Voting Rights Act passed? Why? 1965. I mean, the 60 Civil Rights Act, the 62 Act, those were also to help us get voting rights. Why are we still here in the supposed bastion of democracy? President Biden said in his reaction to what happened in Cuba that the United States stands for democracy and it stands for the right. Well, then why don't you stand for democracy in this own country? And why don't you fight for the rights of people of color in this country so that one person, one vote will actually mean something?
Dr. Wilmer Leon, thank you for joining us and giving us a word tonight.